Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samira. I'm a makeup content creator and today I'll be showing you how I do my 10 minutes makeup routine. It's really simple, beginner friendly, and perfect if you don't want anything too complicated. Before we get into anything, make sure your skin is prepped. You can do your skincare, but make sure your face is well moisturized. I'm using this moisturizer from Simple. It's really lightweight and it just gives my skin a nice base to work with. Next, I'm going in with concealer. Now, if your concealer doesn't dry too fast, you can let it sit on your skin for a few seconds before blending. It helps give you more coverage and prevents it from moving around too much. The one I'm using is the Adventure Concealer in the shade Warm Nude. It dries up pretty fast, so I'm just going straight into blending. For the inner corners of my eye, I'm using a smaller brush to blend more seamlessly. For foundation, I'm using this one from avour in the shade 30. I'm applying it all over my face but avoiding the areas where I already applied concealer. After blending it out, I go back in with my brush and lightly blend the foundation into the concealer areas just so there are no harsh lines. You want everything to just melt into each other. For bronzer, I'm actually using a foundation stick from Black Opal in the shade carob, I think. Now you might see a natural shadow in the hollow of your cheek and you'll be tempted to put the bronzer there. Instead, apply it right above the shadow along your cheekbones. When you blend it, the color will naturally melt into that shadow anyway, but keeping it higher gives you a lifted and sculpted look rather than a saggy one. I also apply bronzer along my hairline and blend it upwards. I really like this because it is creamy and easy to control. It is not too dark. It just adds warmth in a natural way. Next, I'm going in with setting spray. I'm using this one from lakerain. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I got it off Temu and it actually works really well. After spraying, I'm going back in with my brush to blend my under eyes again. This just helps everything settle nicely into the skin and removes any creasing. We're done with the cream and liquid products. Now to the powders. I'm using this powder palette from Zikel Cosmetics. I'm using my normal powder shade to set the foundation on my face. For the areas where I applied concealer, I'm using a brighter powder to set. I'm using a powder puff and dusting off the excess on my hand so I don't apply more powder than needed and make it all cakey. I'm also applying it to my nose, forehead and chin to highlight them even though I didn't apply liquid concealer to those areas. This creates dimension without the weight of extra products. Then I'm taking my natural skin tone powder I used earlier and placing it underneath where I bronzed my cheeks. It cleans up the look and makes the cheekbones look sharper and more lifted. Then I'm going in with a slightly deeper shade than my actual shade of powder to go over the areas where I applied bronzer earlier. I'm also applying it at the sides of my nose to sculpt it a little bit. For blush, I'm using this shade in the powder palette and just applying it to the high point of my cheekbones. Going back in with my powder puff and a little bit of powder, I'm applying it on the blush to blur it out a bit for a smooth transition. For my lips, I'm starting with a brown lip liner, then I'm going in with this lipstick in the shade Coffee from Classic Makeup. From this lipstick palette, I'm mixing nude and a little bit of pink. Then I'm going in with a clear lip gloss. This combo is simple, but it pulls the whole look together. For my brows, I'm using a spoolie and a little bit of hair gel to lay them down first. Then I'm lightly setting them with powder. After that, I'm using a black pencil to outline the shape just a little and then a brown pencil to fill them in. I am actually going to skip using concealer underneath to clean it up because we are not going for a heavy look. We want to keep it natural and we're keeping this look under 10 minutes, don't forget. Now I'm adding a bit of highlighter. I've had this for so long, but it still does the job. Just a bit on my cheekbones, forehead, nose. I'm using a gel eyeliner on my waterline. I think this one is from Kiss Beauty. I'm finishing off with mascara on both my top and lower lashes. And that's it. We are done. This is the final look. What do we think? I hope this helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in my next video. Bye loves!